Oliver was the kind of man people noticed when he walked into a room. In his early 40s, with neatly combed brown hair and a calm presence, he looked like someone who had life all figured out. But that wasn't always the case. Years ago, Oliver's life was very different. He used to chase everything: money, recognition, comfort. He thought happiness was something you reached when everything in life went perfectly. And for a while, it looked like he had it all: a nice car, a job that paid well, and vacations in beautiful places. Then came the layoff. Overnight, the company he worked for shut down his department. The job was gone. With bills piling up and no backup plan, his world cracked open. The confident man became someone who didn't want to get out of bed. That's when he met Sally. Sally had blonde hair that caught the sun when she walked, and a smile that didn't seem to care what the weather, or the world, was doing. They met at a local community event where volunteers helped prepare food for families in need. Oliver had signed up only because a friend told him it would get his mind off things. Sally was helping organize the supplies. "You're new," she said with a gentle grin. "Yeah. Just trying to stay busy," Oliver said, avoiding her eyes. "Busy is good," she replied. "But peace is better." That line stuck with him. After the event, they grabbed coffee. What was supposed to be a 10-minute chat turned into 2 hours. She didn't ask many questions about his job or his past. Instead, she asked him something unexpected. "What makes you happy, Oliver?" He blinked, surprised. "Well, I used to think it was achieving goals. Buying things. Checking off the list, you know." Sally sipped her coffee. "And now, I don't know anymore." She leaned in and said, "Happiness isn't a prize at the finish line. It's a skill." "A skill?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes," she smiled. "And like any skill, you can practice it, even when things go wrong." That was the beginning. Over the next few months, Oliver and Sally saw each other more often. Walks in the park, dinner at home, volunteering. And slowly, without realizing it, Oliver began learning what Sally meant. One day, it rained heavily. The two of them were supposed to go hiking. "We'll cancel," Oliver said, looking at the weather app. Sally chuckled. "Why cancel? Let's just walk with umbrellas." "But we'll get wet. We'll dry." He watched her face. She was serious. "Curious," he agreed. They walked through the quiet streets, under gray skies. The trees looked cleaner. The world smelled fresh. They laughed when their shoes splashed into puddles. And something happened. Oliver felt happy. Not because the day was perfect, but because he had stopped fighting what it was. He had accepted it, and still found joy in it. Later that night, as they dried off by the heater, he asked her, "How do you stay so light?" Sally smiled. "I learned something after my divorce a few years ago. I could either let pain define me, or I could learn to carry it without letting it sink me." She went on. "When I stopped expecting life to always be smooth, I started seeing more beauty in the bumps." They sat in silence. Oliver thought about all the time he had wasted being angry that life didn't go the way he expected. From that day on, Oliver made changes. He still looked for work, but didn't tie his happiness to finding it. He still hoped for better days, but stopped waiting for them to feel alive. He started noticing the little things: the smell of toast, the sound of birds, the way Sally laughed at her own jokes. Months passed. He found a new job, not as high-paying as the last one, but flexible and fulfilling. He started teaching part-time at the community center. And every day, he made room for joy, no matter what the calendar said. One evening, the two of them sat by a small fire pit in Sally's backyard. The stars were out. Crickets chirped. A soft breeze moved through the trees. Oliver turned to her and said, "You were right." "About what?" she asked, roasting a marshmallow. "Happiness being a skill." She smiled but said nothing. He continued, "I thought I needed everything to be perfect before I could enjoy life. But now I know I can enjoy it even when it's messy." Sally nodded. "Life is almost always messy. That's why it's beautiful. He laughed. You always sound like a fortune cookie. She nudged him playfully. Maybe. But you're the proof it works. They sat in silence again, this time not from awkwardness but from peace. Oliver didn't have all the answers. He still had bad days. But now, he didn't let those days steal everything else. He had learned to shift focus, to pause, to breathe, to let go of what he couldn't control, and lean into what he could. And that made all the difference. Moral of the story. True happiness doesn't come from perfect moments. It comes from learning to be okay even when life isn't perfect. It's not about ignoring pain, but finding joy anyway. Like any skill, happiness grows when you practice it daily.